Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome to Morning Intentions. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, and it's our second day of our month of alignment with self. Alignment with self means that we're learning to live from the inside rather than trying to manage from the outside. We're learning to live from the inside rather than trying to manage from the outside. That's actually our foundational idea of all of our coaching. So much of life, we do try to live from the outside in. We look to other people for advice of what we should do. We look at what is happening outside of ourselves to tell us how we should feel. And then we can be upset about that. It can be not what we really want. We're turning all of that on its head, and that's what we do every day here on Morning Intentions. We want to look inside, see what's really going on in our hearts, and live from that space and bring that out to the world rather than looking at the world and saying, who should I be in this context? Who should I be in this community? And then trying to make ourselves be something that actually we're not. Annette, we brought this up yesterday, and I love that you always bring us back to this. We want to be more honest. And that authentic self that we're looking at inside of us and then bringing that out is the more honest approach to life. And to get us into that alignment mindset, Annette's going to share with you our working definition for the month.
Alignment with self means living in relationship with our inner experience, our values, our limits, energy, and truth, rather than overriding ourselves to meet expectations, manage outcomes, or keep the peace. Should I do it one more time for our hearts?
Yes, please do.
Alignment with self means living in relationship with our inner experience, our values, limits, energy, and truth, rather than overriding ourselves to meet expectations, manage outcomes, or keep the peace.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And if you all listened, in the middle of that definition, we said our values, limits, energy, and truth. Now remember from last month, our month of orientation, we were listening and noticing, and though I said that in past tense, we always want to listen and notice. We want that to be present each and every day. Well, when we're listening and noticing to what's going on inside and to who we are, what are our hearts telling us, what's our authentic self, we hear our values. We notice our limits and energy. We hear the truth that's inside of us.
We have to slow down enough to do that, though.
You always remind us of that too, and it's so true.
I've noticed if I haven't been in a certain situation for a while, I can go on to autopilot even though I'm trying to be very intentional and trying to get anchored. That's why I love my word for the year. I want to be anchored wherever I go, and I've noticed that I can get in some situations where, okay, I'm just on autopilot. I'm the friendly one. I'm the this, I'm the that. This year, I haven't been as successful as I hope to become as the year goes on.
It's still only February 3rd,
still only
so you have
February.
plenty of time.
And that's why I'm really excited about alignment because, yes, I listened. Yes, I noticed. But now I want to honor what I heard, honor what I learned, and allow myself, in my case, to become anchored in spaces where I would quite honestly just start playing a role or putting on a mask. And I don't want to wear masks anymore. I want to be my true, authentic self. It's really fascinating to see how easily we pick up the masks. And then here we are, we're off and running. And this month, we don't want to do that. We want to say, hey, I learned, I listened, I noticed. Now I want to actually start living some of this stuff.
Well, think of how long and how much of your life you've practiced putting on a mask. How many years was it? How many decades?
Too many to say on the podcast, probably.
Okay, well, don't then. I don't want to embarrass you. For me, I know it was 2 decades plus. Well, I know you would actually, I want to change that because you would say, well, as a little kid, you were just so you and you were a ray of sunshine. And then as you gotten around middle school, then that light dimmed a little bit, right? Is that what you would say?
That's what I would say.
Okay, so maybe 10 years. I'll give it 10 years. And then I started getting my light back after that. So I practiced masking myself for at least 10 years. There's probably areas of my life that I didn't just like rip it off gleefully. I probably kept it on for a bit.
And we wore different masks though too.
100%. It's not just one mask for everywhere. It's here's a mask with a friend group, here's a mask at home, here's a mask at school, here's a mask at work. We have a different mask for everywhere we go.
And sometimes they can be similar. And that's where we may have healed in some settings, probably the safest settings. And then now we're trying to extend that out. That's why I wanted to bring up my experiences. I'm noticing that I feel most comfortable in certain settings and then I don't have a problem. But then if I step out into different situations that I haven't been in a while, then I can kind of put on that old way, that old mask, and it's starting to feel very disingenuous, even though I would never have thought that that would be what my experience would be because I was trying hard. I thought I was being very genuine.
Well, the mask doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're completely dishonest. I know we're saying authenticity is more honest. You can still be a friendly person and not wear a mask. But when we've had so much practice wearing a mask and we haven't listened to who we are, we haven't noticed what's going on inside, and we put that mask on, we need to give ourselves enough time for the new way of being to be comfortable and to be the normal. The way I look at it is if I've spent 10 years or more wearing a mask in one area of my life, maybe it's not a 1-for-1 where it's going to take 10 years for no mask to feel normal, but I have to give it a number of years till no mask is the default. Just showing up as my authentic self isn't a practice anymore, it's a doing. We've practiced so many years putting on masks. We've practiced so many years not orienting ourselves with our listening and our notice. We've practiced so many years being out of alignment with ourselves. We have to give ourselves time. We have to slow down and adjust our expectations and celebrate each step. I think that helps more than we may notice. If we celebrate each step, that reinforces, and it's that positive reinforcement for when we are in alignment with ourselves.
And I do want to clarify what we're talking about and using the expression of masks. If you're not familiar with that, it's very much related to our working definition. Alignment with self means living in relationship with our inner experience, our values, limits, energy, and truth, rather than overriding ourselves to meet expectations. That could be putting on a mask. Manage outcomes, typically when we put on the mask. Or keep the peace. Very, very common to wear a mask to keep the peace. And the mask is we're not showing up and saying what's really true. We're saying what we think the other people want to hear. Or we're showing up in a way that we think other people want us to show up. We're playing for the outside, for the audience, and as opposed to living what's true. And the tragedy here is we actually contribute more to other people's lives, let alone our own, but other people's lives, when we learn to set down those masks and come from this very authentic, honest place inside of us.
On that note, our intention for today is I am willing to learn how to live life from the inside rather than trying to manage from the outside. I am willing to learn how to live life from the inside rather than trying to manage from the outside. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.